Welcome to the hobby shop. Today I'm just going to paint this simple leaf. I'm going to start off with a warm brown, then go with sunflower yellow and Santa red. Found this leaf in the yard. Depending on your trees and the size of your leaves, of course, each tree is different colors. So I'm going to start off with just painting this whole thing brown, then go through it at a light yellow, then a red, and hopefully it'll all come together. This time of year, leaves are falling on the ground. You never know what color you will find in one leaf. You might still find some green in a leaf. At least painting this all brown, you don't have to worry about the sides or getting paint on a part that you don't need that color on the base. Not sure where I got this. I don't know if I got it at Hobby Lobby or Dollar Tree. We got a lot of them around Dollar Tree, but seems like every time you go in there, there's not a lot of crafts out on display. Yes, like I said, we have a lot of them, so if you want to spend a whole day bouncing back and forth instead of going through certain ones, but you can walk in there and, like I did the other day, they have boxes in the aisle that are not put on the shelves. They're just sitting in the aisles. So if you basically, if you want to get something off that shelf, you got to move the boxes. And I know what their excuse is: not enough help. Trying to do this as quick as I can. Could have used a bigger paintbrush since I'm only using one color, but I didn't. And you see my Grinch over there, I got full of water with the paintbrushes in. I'm not too particular of making sure. I did have some raffia right there. I took it off. You get all the sides. Yep. Nice thing with cardboard. You just take the excess off, and I got 3 paint brushes here. Now we're gonna, hopefully this all works out the way I picture it. I'm gonna go with a yellow. With a hint of yellow, and just spread it around. I am new here. If you've been watching my videos, I'm just starting crafts because, of course, it's getting to that point where fall is coming. Grass doesn't need to be cut as much anymore. So if you're thinking, what can you do? Well, let's do some crafts. But I'm not a good painter. Well, we all have to start somewhere. And as you can see, I'm not a very good painter either, but you can picture it what you like for it to be. But once you start putting the paint on, you're thinking, well, let's try it this way, let's try it that way. Trying to go out like this because the way the leaves are, instead of all going in one direction. I gotta clean up, go through my shed and get the rest of the fall stuff I have for decorating. And I know I have some out in the garage. I know where it is, but I just gotta go get it and go through it. If you're here the first time, thanks for watching. Please leave your comments. Let me know what you like to see me do. I do have a couple of Halloween projects, but it's the idea of me working part-time and I don't get the same days off each week, which rots, you could say. I don't want to say the wrong thing on here. Christmas is my time of year. If I had a big enough house, one of them old Victorian houses that have the sliding doors on the inside that you close off a room, I probably would decorate it all Christmas tree, lights, the whole 9 yards. Then during the summertime or any part of the year, having a bad day, you just want to relax, just go in there, put some Christmas music on, turn the lights on, the Christmas tree and that, and just sit there and relax. Close your eyes and that ain't too bad so far. You still see the brown and still see the yellow. Nature may show some beautiful leaves, flowers, or whatever nature brings. But if you look really close at it, you might see a little flaw, like a leaf that's got a red through here, but maybe you can see very faintly a yellow streak going through the leaf or something like that. Now we're going to try the red now. I'm going to try a little bit on this here. Just to see what, still see some yellow, but not a lot. Well, let's just paint this small leaf red and just to see how it turns out. I am going to go only one way. As you see the leaf right here, you can see the stems going through in different directions of the flower, but I'm not that good of drawing lines through mostly anything without having a straight edge. You can still see some yellow . I don't want to put too much. If I put too much red on it, you still see the yellow, you still see the brown. Tell me what you think so far. Leave a comment. I do ask for comments or suggestions. They would help me a great deal. I am going to try something different here. I'm going to, on this, the bigger leaf, I'm going to use some red and yellow. And see how that turns out. And going one way instead of the way the leaves are curved. And I just remembered, I just said I'm going only one way, and here I'm going the way the leaves are. But it's turning out really good that way. That little yellow up there. Like I said, I'm just starting out. I'm not perfect. I watch other crafters here on YouTube who's been doing this a lot longer than I have. And sometimes, even still, I see they're making a little mistakes on painting or pronouncing a word that you know what they're trying to say, but it turns out wrong. But we're all human. We all make mistakes. But yeah, that's I don't. If you watch all of my videos that I have posted, you see I haven't edited any of it. I don't. Right now, I'm not that good in computers. If I knew somebody who could show me and take time, so they could show me and I could write it down. This way I could go back and do it myself. But right now I don't edit. So if I make mistake, just like on TV shows, the bloopers. Even in the movies, they make bloopers and they laugh about it after they watch it, and then they edit it out. I am going to not put too much yellow here. spread it out a little bit. Let me try something. I got some water in here. I learned from the other crafters, if you're just making it for yourself and something goes wrong, but not the way you wanted to go, you keep it for yourself. But if somebody wants something like this a certain way, well, you just practice on that piece that you keep for yourself. Here. And then when you go and make it for that person, then you know exactly how you would do it in a different way. And you can see the little shininess of the water I put on here, but not bad. I am going to put it on a wreath on the inside, so where the raffia was in here, I'll put something there. Of course, that's where the hole for the tying the, I'll tie it to the wreath to hold it in place. What do you think for the first time? Thanks for watching. Subscribe. And I have a big not announcement, but I am going down to Silver Dollar City in Branson, Missouri this Friday. A few of my friends are down there, craft and cowboy show. If anybody remembers Gunsmoke, Newly, played by Buck Taylor. He also played in Tombstone and a few other movies. He is an acquaintance of mine, him and his sister. He'll be down there hopefully. I don't message him a lot because he's very busy in that, but just to let him know I'm coming down. And a friend of mine who does the crafts like this, but she's a lot better than I am, she'll be down there and selling her crafts too. So if you're down in Missouri, stop by Silver Dollar City. It goes for 3 weeks. And stop by and see all the crafters. So thanks for watching. Subscribe, like I said. Leave your comments. They would help very much. Have a great weekend. Goodbye.